everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a Makers with Heart mystery envelope. This month, the mystery envelope was sent by Kati, and she sent us a big collection of the Storybook papers, and she stamped on her envelope. It's kind of cute. So, are you still having those fantasies about the mailman? She stamped everyone's envelopes with that. So anyway, her rules for this month are that my challenge is to create an interactive element, and it has to be something other than a flip flap. And I can use any colors in Storybook, and I need to use a stamp set, and I can use any embellishments I want. So I am going to do the card front slider window. So that's my interactive element, and this is the die right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the Storybook papers with that. The stamp set that I'm going to use is called Sending Smiles. Okay. All right, so I've cut out that star paper from Storybook, and then I've also cut out the other two dies using White Daisy cardstock. And I decided that I needed to emphasize that window a little bit more so that it wouldn't disappear, because the paper behind it is going to be white, and the backing, the main base for this Storybook paper is also white. So I'm going in with a blending brush and some melon ink, and I'm just blending some ink around the edges there and just kind of emphasizing that window. Okay, so now I'm checking to see what white looks like behind it. I think that's going to work. But then I decided to bring in a black Le Pen, and I'm going along the die. It embosses or cuts these little stitch marks around the window, but I wanted to emphasize them more. So I'm going over it with my black journaling pen so that you can really see them. Okay, so now this is the slider window, and this is the device. So you fold those two lines. They're embossed by the die. You fold along the embossed line and then glue those two together, and then you fold along the embossed lines on this other piece. Okay, so you add some adhesive and then place it down on the back of that window piece. Okay, so the back side of that star paper is the stripe there. So I'm placing it right in that window so you can see it. All right. Then you take that other piece and just slide it in. And it's got little stoppers, and then you take that tab portion and thread it through the hole that's cut by the die. And then you've got your interactive element there, and you'll be able to see it better once I get some stamping done. Okay. All right, so I'm going to flip my Versamat over so I have a nice cushioned surface to stamp on. That's important because you're going to be stamping on two pieces of cardstock in that line there between the two. So you want to make sure that you get your stamping on both parts of that paper. So push your interactive element in all the way. The tab is down, and then you stamp your first stamp. This is going to be seen on the outside of the card before you open up the interactive portion. Okay, so I'm stamping hello in melon, and then you pull your tab up and open that slider window, and then you're going to stamp again. So now I've got the stamp that says sweet friend. So I'm stamping that in paprika, and again, push down really hard when you stamp so that you get that that overlap with the two pieces of cardstock, so you get all of your image stamped down, so there's not a void. Okay, then I'm going to go in with some Seabrook and just kind of decorate this inside panel with a little butterfly and a little swirl under sweet friend, and we're good to go. So I'm going to close that interactive element portion, and we can start building our card. So Kati gave us some of this Irresistibles cardstock, and this has a plaid image on it, and you'll see it once I use some a blending brush on it with some ink. So I'm cutting a piece at 1 1/4 by 4, and then I'm going to go in with melon ink in my blending brush, and just blend over that piece. And you can see that diagonal plaid show up with the resist. And then I'll go over it and buff out so that the white underneath those lines shows. Okay, so that's going to go at the bottom of my card. And then Kati also sent us some black glitter paper. So I've cut out a strip that's 1/4 inch by 4 inches. And now I'm going to cut a piece of this striped storybook paper at 1/2 inch by 4 inches. So I'm going to layer those up at the base. All right, so now we're ready to start assembling. So my base for my card is going to be black cardstock. So I've cut a piece at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a card base, so I'll start layering those up. And then the key for making this interactive portion work is to layer some thick foam tape right along the side, but you don't want to interfere with those stopper tabs that are on either side of that interactive portion. So I'm cutting out skinnier strips of foam tape to put at the top portion of the card so that nothing interferes. So the wider piece of foam can go down on the bottom portion, and then I've cut the foam in half so that they're skinnier strips all the rest of the way around. So I'm just going to leave all of this in the card or in the video so that you can see how everything is laid down, because that's basically key for getting this this interactive card to work and everything runs smoothly, is to get that foam tape down correctly. So just around the edges. Okay, so we'll peel off that protective coating and then we can put it down on our card front. So these dies in this set, they do all the work for you, so it makes it really easy to make this card. Okay, now I'm just going to assemble the rest the way I laid everything out on my card front. And then we can add a few embellishments. So I will make a list of all the supplies that I've used and what Kati sent in the description below with links. And then make sure you check out the link at the end of this video so you can see all of the cool things that the other Makers with Heart have done with these same supplies. So my embellishments are from Storybook. These are these black paperboard embellishments, and it comes with some arrows, so I thought that would help with the interactive portion. It goes up and down. And I thought I was going to use these little starbursts, but there's a lot going on with the patterns on this card front, so I decided against that. But I brought in some melon dots, putting one at the top of the tab so you know where to pull, and then a couple at the bottom below the sentiment. And when I put those starbursts on there, it's like, no, got enough going on. So I'm going to call this done. So once again, make sure you check out that link at the end, or I have links below for the other Makers with Heart, so you can see all the other cool things they've done with these supplies. And here's my finished card. Here's some close-ups. It's when the slider is closed and when the slider is open. So I appreciate you watching my video today. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate that, and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.